Going over IRS Form 8922, third-party sick pay recap. So this is a very straightforward tax form, and it's only filed when an employer has a third party issue sick pay to employees, and this tax form is used to reconcile that third party sick pay with the employer's employment tax returns. So you don't send this form to the Social Security Administration. This form gets sent to the IRS strictly for third party sick pay reporting, and they're going to use this form to make sure that your employment tax returns match up, right? So we'll talk about how to complete this form. It's pretty straightforward. The due date on this for the 2023 tax year happens to be February 29th, 2024. So hopefully this video will help you out. So in the top left corner, we're going to put in the filer. So the filer can be either the employer or the insurer or agent, right? The third party. So if you check employer, then you would put the employer's information here, and then you would put the third party's information here. If for some reason there's an employment agreement or a third party agreement where that third party payer is also responsible for filing, then the third party would have their information here. They would check this box, and then they may, but they don't have to, enter the employer's name and tax ID number in the other party's field. So make sure you do that you're consistent with the way it's supposed to be. If you're the employer, put your information here, your tax ID number, which should be your employer identification number in this field, and then the third party there. So if you're an employer that is, doing this with multiple third party payers, like larger company, that kind of thing, then you may have to file a separate form 8922 for each specific payer. Now, according to the form instructions, which you can see right here, you can kind of go through the entire form to include all the instructions are 2 pages. So the third party, if the insurer or the agent is filing this, then they would have to, they can do one of a couple things. One, they can just create a separate form 8922 for each employer that they work with, or they can create a unique one for which they issued pay, and then kind of create a summary document, so to speak, of one form 8922 for the wages and taxes related to the employers for which they're not providing the name and employer ID number. So, if you provide the name and employer ID number as, for each employer, then you would have to issue that separately. If you don't, then they can all go on one form. So now that we've kind of walked through that taxpayer information, the rest of this is fairly straightforward. It should be basically summary information from all of your different forms W-2, right? So your sick pay that's subject to federal income tax, your federal income tax that was withheld from sick pay goes into box 2. The sick pay that's subject to Social Security tax, which may be different from the sick pay that's subject to the income tax. So there is a spot in box 3 that talks a lot about this. Basically, what that summary is saying is if the third party is also paying the qualified sick leave wages on behalf of the employer, then that third party would be making the payments as an agent of the employer. The employer is required to do that reporting unless it's stipulated in an agreement in writing that the third party does the collecting and the reporting and the paying or depositing of employment taxes on those sick leave wages. So if the employer has that agreement, the third party includes the sick leave wages in box 3. They also include a statement which would be attached to the completed form 8922 specifying the amount of sick leave wages in your box 3. So that's what that entire verbiage is. So from that, you basically have Social Security tax that you withheld. I put in the 6.2% that would be automatically kind of deducted or calculated for Social Security wages. Box 5 could be a different amount because that's sick pay subject to Medicare tax, which also includes additional Medicare tax. So for this example, we put in $450,000, and then we multiplied that by the 1.45%. None of those wages were included in the additional Medicare tax. So this doesn't get filed with your tax return, and the instructions specifically say don't send this to the Social Security Administration. You're supposed to file it in paper or by paper, by mail to one of 2 IRS addresses, either the Internal Revenue Service office in Memphis or the Internal Revenue Service office in Philadelphia. We've broken down the chart based on your state, your business location, in our article, which you can find either the link in the show notes, or you can go to teachmepersonalfinance.com, type in IRS form 8922, and you'll see that article. Embedded in the article is a chart, right? So you've got all the information right there in one page. So that's basically all we have in this article. We'll put links in the show notes to a couple of resources that I think might benefit you in terms of reconciling with, your W-2s, things of that nature. So things that were pertinent either in the instructions or as I was writing the article. If you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or if there's a topic you'd like to see discussed in an upcoming video, please hit me up in the comments section. Thank you very much and have a great day.